Hello there. A friend who's a little bit older than I am was raised in a very, very small town, and she was brought up in a strict religion where they didn't allow her to go on any dates that had like dancing or bowling or movies. I just failed to see how much harm could come from bowling, but um, there must be something. So she didn't date any boys from her school because she didn't want anyone from her school to know that she was under such strict religious beliefs and religious mandates. And it was really hard on her. And it is terrible being raised differently like that when it's oppressive and kind of ruins your childhood and your teen years. I went to a college in the late 70s. I went to a lot of colleges, but the one in the late 70s was like a rebound from a school where everybody drank. The school before, everybody drank a whole lot, and I wasn't a drinker. And so I ended up rebounding to a Christian college called Spring Arbor College. But anyway, I did meet some kind of neat people there, some nice ones. But they didn't allow drinking. They didn't allow dancing. They didn't allow. I'm trying to think if they allowed card playing or movies. I don't think they did. I'm not sure, but definitely not drinking or dancing at all. And then on Saturdays, the doors had to be open in the dorms, all the doors. So if you had a boy in your room, you had to have the door open so everybody could see, oh, Sam is visiting Barb. Oh, look. Very unnatural. And then on Sundays, no boys were allowed whatsoever anyway. So that's kind of how that went. Very interesting. For me, being kind of a free spirit, but with a lot of common sense, I just found that crazy. Thought I heard something. But anyway, it seems to be a year after I left, maybe around that time, a person there was allowed to do interpretive dancing as long as she danced for Jesus. So she got to dance in front of the whole school so long it was as it was dedicated to Jesus and was interpretive of something religious. So yeah, but nobody else was allowed to dance. So again, those are the rules of a religious school. Now the three of us did sneak away from Spring Arbor one time, and we went up to Lansing. We were wearing little disco dresses, and we went up and we danced with some boys, and they came over to the table and sat down with us, and we were just having a good time, just chit-chatting, just nice and casually. And all of a sudden my friend said, I want you to know, she said to the boys, that all three of us are virgins and we're going to stay that way. I just want to make that very clear. And I mean, I was like horrified, like, you don't say that when we're just talking. We were just talking, and the boys were equally offended. They were like, we just thought you were nice girls and we just wanted to get to know you a little bit. Of course, I don't know their hopeful motives or anything, but still, it was just in the very beginning stages of having a good time for the evening, and they kind of made their way away from our table pretty quickly after that, and so we drove back to Spring Arbor and went back to our little religious school, where the two people who went with me got kicked out of the school, and I managed to survive. But anyway, I'm trying to think. Yeah. Oh, why was I at that college anyway? It was mainly, like I said, it was the rebound thing. But I fell in love with the scenery there. It was in Michigan, but it was in kind of beautiful farmlands, picturesque. And coming from Detroit, I thought that farms were more like sanctuaries where they just took care of the animals and the sun always shined, and I just pictured myself just, I don't know, I was doing the dishes with a frilly apron, and my farmer, my loving farmer, would come kiss me on the cheek, and it was all that kind of thing, which was so funny because I wouldn't live on a farm now for anything. I would turn it into a sanctuary right away. But yeah, it's funny how you have these dreams and aspirations when you're young, and you have a different vision of the world than what the world actually is. So I just thought you'd get a kick out of that, and you can see how religion affects certain people. How I know my hair's been sticking out there through the whole thing. Anyway, yeah, just how it affects people, and how it can kind of ruin good times sometimes.